Now let's move on to matters of politics, or more so the election, because we know the election is oncoming. So far, would you say as somebody who has contested elections, this will be a fourth time running,
yeah,
because you're now the incumbent candidate for the NDC for Bodi.
Yeah.
Are you satisfied with the electoral calendars announced to you by the Electoral Commission?
Yes, I am satisfied. If you look at what happened in 2012, the CR 75, approving it, rejecting it, and those things, in spite of all those who we were able to hold successful elections. So that gives me hope that, we were supposed to start the limited registration
next month.
Next month. I'm told that has been rescheduled to
another
month. And I listened to General Mosquito yesterday on one of the stations, and he said in an ADPA meeting, he asked whether postponing it to another month would not affect the electoral calendar. And the answer he was giving was that no, it will not affect. And so that gave him assurance. And so I believe that we should allow the Electoral Commission to work, and then all of us, all stakeholders, should work to support the Electoral Commission to succeed. I don't have any problem with things that has happened so far, but let's all hope that we organize a successful elections.
Well, on the front page of the Daily Graphic, indeed, on many of the newspapers, is how a voters register is under scrutiny, because we have an MPP, Bunaf Regional Youth Organizer, heading for the Supreme Court, and Kwame Bafo, as his name is, has challenged the credibility of the voters register. He's saying the current register is bloated, and so he's seeking 10 declarations, including the fact that the current voters register compiled by the EC contains names of foreigners, minors, deceased persons, and other persons who are constitutionally ineligible to vote in the general elections.
You see, anyway, we are in democracy, and rule of law is working effectively in our country, I believe. And so it is within his right to invoke relevant constitutional provisions to challenge the authenticity of our voter register.
But realistically, let's talk about it.
Yes, but
prior to the last election, the chairman of the Electoral Commission convened a press conference, and in which, if I remember vividly, he showed photos to the entire country. This was covered live, I remember, by many of the top TVs and radio stations we have in our country. And some of the pictures and names that were put there clearly showed that they were minors. And even recently, the MPP has had cause to complain about names that they reservedly thought were in our register, but also had been replicated in register of a neighboring country. Those are issues we should be worried about.
No, it's just, those issues cannot be proved, because...
They cannot be proved, how?
No, because...
The Electoral Commission has had cause to even take out names, and now we're told that they've taken in excess of over 140,000 people.
Yes, but there's a process that you have to go through to get it done. You see, the nature of our elections, the processes said that you cannot cheat the system.
By what means?
So
we have people who are minors, and
so
they've gotten to have their photos in the register. They're cheating the system.
In 2008, we didn't use biometric register to do our elections. Is that not the case?
Yeah, that's true.
We did manual.
That's true.
MPP, after 2008, they proposed, in fact, Dankwa Institute proposed, and they championed it, that we should do biometric voter register, as if that was going to solve all our electoral problems. You understand? We went that line. Now they are complaining. There are complaints that there are some minors, there are some foreigners, so on and so forth in the register. And so the Electoral Commission feels that we should clean it. Cleaning it is one way, is that they will do exhibition. The registers will be placed in the polling stations for people to check their names. In fact, when they are doing the exhibition, all political parties are mandated to have their reps there. So if in Bodi, for instance, I know that Yao Menu's name is on the register, but he's below 18 years, at that point, I should have forms to be filled. You understand?
And you're saying those are the mandated regulations?
Yes.
Stated in the law?
Stated in the law.
Okay.
And so you have to take advantage of that.
What
situation.
about the other position, of course, which has been debunked now following that very forum that was convened by the Electoral Commission, that in order to cure all these, to clear the name, so to speak, we just needed to compile a new register. And for which forcefully we've had pressure groups like the Let My Vote Count Alliance also come forcefully to say those should have been the path that we would have taken.
Which people got in the first place the manuals names onto the register?
You, the political parties.
So what is the assurance that, assuming we agreed to redo the register, that same problem will not occur?
But that's just your
Can
assumption.
we continue on to every year?
It's just an assumption you have.
No, but yes, but that is a legitimate one. If we agreed to do biometric register in 2012, and that didn't guarantee 100% our register, what is the guarantee that today, if we agree to do another register, this same problem that we are complaining about today will not reoccur? If it was done by the political parties, it's the same political parties who are going to also participate in the process. You understand? And so I don't think that every year after election we should do re-registration, because if you look at the trend, that has been the case. We can't continue like that. We cannot continue. So I believe, fine. He has gone to Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has also asked the Attorney General to file their defense. Let's wait and see what happens. But so far as I'm concerned, the Electoral Commission says that they will do cleaning, and the cleaning will take different forms. As I've said earlier, it could be that, display the register on polling stations, let people come and cross-check their names, let people, if you live in a community and you know that somebody has died, at that point, you have to just go and then prove it. You understand? And even that one is very difficult for us. You cannot sit in Accra here and do that, because, look, we live in a country where we don't use documents. You have to ask for a death certificate. Do we use it? In the villages, we don't have death certificates. Unless some company sitting somewhere voluntarily come and say, or with some card, posters, obituary posters to prove, you cannot even prove that such Mr. A or Mr. B has died. So we have fundamental problems. So far as we don't have this national ID system, there are challenges with some of these things.
At the end of the day, if we have a position taken by the Electoral Commission, then the criticism is also coming from the other side, that the Electoral Commission, based on its posture and the way it's undertaking its work, would have problems with the credibility before its eyes. That also doesn't ensure that you have a positive atmosphere with your stakeholders. And we know the stakeholders logically are the political parties mainly, and the other civil society organizations.
I don't see anything that the Electoral Commission has done.
Because we've found criticism, especially coming from the MPP,
for the people,
in which the Deputy General Secretary of the MPP, Obri Boahing, has come out forcefully or vehemently to criticize the Electoral Commission for its posture. For example, a committee that it puts together and now would have to make some changes to it, if not retract in terms of the composition of the committee.
I've read somewhere, I don't know whether it's true or not, but MPP is praising Afarijan now. According to MPP, well, Afarijan,
Obri Boahing is the same person.
Afarijan is better than Antishari. But we all know, you were in this country. You know how MPP crucified Afarijan. For them today to tend that Afarijan was their hero. as against the current chairperson. You understand? So I don't think the Electoral Commission has done anything serious which warrant people to doubt. I mean, in this country, our elections, you will lose elections at the polling stations. No chairperson, no Electoral Commissioner can sit in Accra or the region or the constituency and manipulate. In fact, if election can be rigged, it will be rigged in connivance with your party agents. Your party agents. Because at the election day, I have my agent there. In fact, parties are entitled to 2 agents. Parliamentary candidate, 1 agent, presidential candidate. So, and this will have 2 agents at the polling station. And people will also have 2 agents at the polling station. All parties who are participating will have agents there. Then, when they bring the ballot boxes, it is opened and shown to the people there before we start voting. Number 1, Mr. A votes, NDC will take, MPP will take. Before we start counting, we have to reconcile what we have marked against the EC's one. Before we start counting. When we are counting, they will shout, 1, everybody, in fact, all those gathered there will be responding. 1, 2, so we know that NDC had 3, MPP had 3 in this polling station. It is recorded. A copy of what has been signed will be given to all the political parties.
Well, we do understand that.
Yes.
But despite all these processes, during the election petition, Honorable Samson Ahi, it was also clearly shown to the Ghanaian electoral public that some of these processes administratively were fraught with difficulties.
No, but that
in which figures that were recorded, so to speak, based on what you said will be shown to the public, had some discrepancies on them.
That did not affect the results.
It didn't affect the results? Well, clearly it did affect the results.
No, it didn't affect the results. It didn't affect the results. I'm telling you. In fact, at the constituency level, where we have the Constituency Coalition Center 2, you will have an agent there.
Yes, we do have agents.
And so,
are you saying that because we have agents there, those discrepancies wouldn't occur? Because they indeed occur. There were instances.
It means that if they did occur, it means your agent either collaborated.
But that's not an excuse. The electoral officers are supposed to ensure that whatever it is that takes place is adequately recorded, and that has a reflection.
I'm not saying that is what happened, but you are saying
yes,
that's
I'm creating scenarios and because of what really
I'm telling you that if that is the case, then it means your party agent didn't do his work.
But I'm saying that that's not an excuse. The fact that you have party agents who are supposed to do work doesn't mean that the Electoral Commission and its agents also shouldn't be very much circumspect.
If there were mistakes, I think
you don't think there were mistakes in the election, do you?
And not that I know, because the process that we went through in 2012, I don't think, because no, look, before the polling stations even brings their pin sheets to the Constituency Coalition Center, I will have the figures. And so the district officer will place a big blackboard.
No, we do understand all the processes that are undertaken, but within that.
No, but
so you're saying that for this very election, the political party need to be a lot more vigilant.
Yes,
is that what you're saying?
Yes, and I'm saying that Electoral Commissioner cannot sit in Accra here and rig election for anybody.
No, that's why the Commission has its agents in the various constituencies and police.
Nobody. If you don't train your people, and you are only interested in criticizing, creating panic in the system. Now we are training our people for this pending limited registration. We are going to train our people to know what to do in the morning, so that before we start, we know the number. When we close, before the next day, you know that 10 people came to register yesterday.
And so then the next day, you don't have different numbers.
Yeah, you don't have different numbers.
I do understand your point.
So the structures have said that if you follow them, you won't have any problem.
All right. Thanks for passing through the studio this morning and being very much vociferous on what your views are on how the Electoral Commission's posture is and how ready it is for the general election. Thanks for passing through the studio. The Member of Parliament for Bodi is Samson. He is also the Deputy Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing. We'll hope to have you sometime in the studio when you do have the time. And then we'll have to take a break. When we come back, we'll have entertainment. It's brought to you by Airtel. To stay on.